Okay, so we start seated and trying to go for the belt. And he's kind of wise to my game with the worm. I do a lot of worm guards, so he already knows. We've sparred a lot before. Um, I'm going supine here. Nick Salas, the movement art guys, they kind of swear by this, where supine is a superior way to start from seated. And that's a whole collection of other videos. But suffice it to say, I'm starting to understand why this is a superior position to set up guard. And I'll get into that later. But anyway, if you notice, my right hand here is supporting my leg because I really don't want that to get pinned. I also can use that. I can roll over my shoulder to invert if he goes really quickly to north south to my right side. And then you'll notice my left hand drift down towards my foot, and that's kind of the primary way for it's like right there because the opponent's going to try to grab my shin or my ankle, and then my hand's right there to grab the sleeve. And I'm usually for the most part trying to set up double sleeve from here, or at least get one sleeve. So right there, he gives me the his right hand, and then so what happened there was he grabbed my right leg with his left hand, and he's trying to, get control of my leg. I pulled my. You'll notice the position of my knee here. So it's here, and this is the danger zone, right? If he steps back with this and pulls my leg, so my leg goes straight, then it's easy to pin down. So I'm gonna start pulling my right knee to my chest, right there. And then it also makes it easier for me to grab the sleeve. And then I usually go the other side, but this side he gave this to me, so I go for the omoplata from there after transitioning to collar and sleeve. But I'm not used to doing omoplata on that side, so I was really slow. That was a deficiency on my part. It was also very good at escaping. Here I go supine again, and now he's kind of thinking. This is one of the things here. Okay, this isn't because supine is bad. It's because when the other two guys rolled into us, I stopped to check on them, and I thought we were gonna like wait and then reset, but he just dove in. So, um, but that's okay. When we're really close like this, I usually go for a half butterfly guard, and I just try to get as deep and as inside as possible. He gives me the underhook, and he made a big mistake here. So you'll notice my on the right side, I get that hook in, and watch what I do here. I swing that leg under and out, and this is something I learned working on my octopus guard. But getting that my right leg out and then hooking so I can sweep him over, so he can't base. So he's going to try to base with his left as I go for the sweep. But if I hook it, that makes it impossible. So see, I swing that right leg. So I lift up and then I get that out and then I come. He's fighting really hard, so I had to like pressure in hard and complete the sweep. We're just position sparring. So it's working for a leg drag position here, really good. I'm just trying to flat back and create some space. Then I go to K guard, and he does a really good job of pushing the leg away. And I'm not sure why we stopped, because yeah, I guess he would get the pass points eventually, but he did a really good job there. And here again, I'm working my supine, and he just gives me the sleeves. Really good passers won't give you the sleeves like that, but um, he is a good passer. It's just that people just really don't know what to do when you go supine like that. So here I get good control. But he's not in a terrible position. He's setting up a cross grip, so I go for the lasso, it doesn't work. I'm going for the triangle, And I'm just trying to get him to go back actually. I'm not really trying to like attack anything here. Um, but he does a good job of defending, but at the same time holding my leg. And then this is really good on him to get around my feet, and I'm trying to like block, and I finally get here, flat back away, and then I had the perfect angle for the Barambola, but time ran out. We go again, switching positions, and I like to step on stuff to try and work. Um, and I usually start by trying to circle around. I don't like passing from the center. I like to go around and pin one leg, and then either work that side, or I'll switch over and trap the foot on the far side and go for a leg drag. And you'll see me go back and forth with the leg drag here. So I'm pushing that leg down. Now I'm pinning it, and then I'm pushing this leg, and I'm pinning that, and then I'm pushing, and I'm trying to like pin. So one thing here, you'll notice that he's only got one grip on me. You'll notice, yeah, so he's kind of got two grips, but it's mainly just that collar grip that he's playing with. And I've backed up so he can't really create frames. His feet are super light right now, and he really should like scoot in and get tighter to me so that he can build frames with his legs. But he's not able to do that. So when I know that an opponent only has one grip on me, that's I'm going to initiate a pass. Yeah, so he's only got one there, and then I'm just gonna bully my way through, cross grip, crazy dog, and secure the pass. It's a lot of leg drags and then a crazy dog pass to finish it. Um, yeah, it's very tiring for me. I'm not used to like I spent 7 years just working on my card, so I'm just now like really trying to work on my top game, and not easy. So he goes deep half, and then he goes half, and then he really likes this dogfight position because he's got good wrestling, and I'm just wizarding him to death as hard as I can. But he's just too good. You see him inch his way up, right? He's just getting better and better, better position, and I don't know what to do from this position. Like, it's just something I need to work on. So his dogfight was better than mine, obviously. Um, he goes for the suicide roll, but then he comes up on top, takes the back. Really good job on him. So yeah, passing half guard. Yeah, I'm just going. This is what I'm thinking. I got to work on my half guard passing. We go again. I'm completely exhausted at this point. I could play guard for like an hour and not get tired, but passing, like I go for, a minute and I get really tired. So I'm trying to pin that far leg. And then I made a mistake here because I should have just stayed in this position, just wearing him out, and getting a stronger position, but I rushed it. And so he swung around, Choi bar turned into inverted arm bar. I blocked that, and then he took my, transition to a back attack. So this is a great sequence from him. Um, he's able to break that grip and come around to attempt the Choi bar inverted. He should have just stayed with the Choi bar. But he is able to transition to the back from the arm bar, which that's something I do a lot. So I'm holding on to his thigh right now until time runs out. So okay, uh, early 20s. This guy passes my guard all the time. He's very good. He's very strong. He's much stronger and heavier than I am. So um, so what I do when guys try to X pass me, or clear the inside leg really well, I'll just invert. I'll just roll through, and then not roll through, but I'll roll I'll do a back roll and then enter 50-50 from there. And 50-50 is one of my favorite guards, so I'll do this all day long. So watch as he gets past leg, yeah, goes through, and then I push his far knee, and then I back roll, and I swim my like through, and I invert to 50-50. And here I don't want him to stand straight up, so I get his leg through. So he did a Brazilian tap here. His face was like all kinds of, um, you know, and I heard him say something. I don't know. So I thought it was a tap, and I had a really good bite on this ankle lock. So I just kind of let it go, but he's like, "No, I didn't tap. I'm just practicing my defense." Um, and so we just continued, but then he grabbed my foot, and he's really strong. I would say technically his ankle lock's gotten a lot better. It's not great, but he's just so strong. I feel like my shin's about to break, which that's not where you should feel the pain. Um, But get back to 50-50, and then he grabs my ankle here. Nope, he's trying to go around the back. I'm gonna work my top game, so I come up here. I'm gonna get my 2 points. So that's 2 points for the sweep. Um, and I'm just being very careful because he's got a decent guard as well, really good sweeps. And then I'm gonna start getting up here and then lower that leg on the inside, which usually comes through. And and then here he gets a really good bite on my shin. You'll notice if you notice here, like this should not work for an ankle lock. If you notice my foot is like way in the back. It shouldn't work. He's just really strong, and so and I've got very thin legs. So, but whatever. He got the tap, and I should not have given that to him. So kudos to him. And again with the X pass, and I'm just playing guard retention, guard recovery. He gets through again, so I go in, back roll, and then get the 50-50 again. And the reason I'm grabbing that far leg is not just to trip him, but I also work an ankle lock from that side, so on the far leg as well. But I get the 50-50, I get the ankle lock. Most guys would have tapped here, but yeah, he's got thick legs. He's just one of those guys that just has, you know, I'll tap him 50% of the time, and the other 50% of the time he just sits there doing nothing. I go for a cross ankle lock, which should break a lot of people. I don't have good positioning. Um, but he grabbed my leg first and tapped me. So yeah, his ankle lock's getting really very dangerous. So I'm happy for him. Um, So here I go with the blue belt. He's like, I think he's 20 years old. The 20-year-old blue belt going against a 50-year-old purple belt. Um, yeah, so I start with the worm guard, entry, and I usually like invert like that. I'm looking for whichever leg he's gonna give me. Um, and I rolled around, it's super tight now. He's not getting out of that. So you notice it's like wrapped around 1.5 times now. And so I'm just grabbing a leg. And I'm gonna set up squid guard there, but um, because I wrapped it so much, see, I couldn't get it. So I went for the matrix here, and I get through, and then I transition to a crab ride, and then I go to him to take the back. my 4 points, and I'm just kind of chilling. He's not very strong, um, so I'm not using a lot of strength here, but I do kind of trap his arm, and I was gonna try to do a hammer lock with it, um, but I just get a bow and arrow here, and yeah, I mean, he did the right thing trying to clear that knee grip, but he just wasn't strong enough to do it, and he kind of rushed it. Um, I knew I had it. I'm just kind of going really light. I think I was really tired by this point. Okay, so we go again, and yeah, I'm just pummeling, framing. I do my 50-50 thing, but this time I come around towards the back, and he scrambles well. He's going super hard now. Um, and he's doing, so he's doing stuff that would work at a blue belt level, right? If you notice, his hands are really well placed. He does a good job of controlling my feet, or putting his hands in a position where you can control the feet well. I just, don't let him do it. I keep my knees close to my chest so my legs are strong, and then I can pummel out of it. And I can obviously grab his sleeve. So I get the left side, and I break his grips, and then right into a Delahiva, Berimbolo, and yeah, I'm just chilling again. So come through, he gets that hook, but I get the crossface, and then over. He was thoroughly demoralized. I felt a little bad, but okay. This is a good one. He's a brown belt, and um he's really big. He's like 90 kilos, so he's bigger and stronger than me. He's 90 kilos, and comes from a gym that's very like traditional. So his fundamentals are super solid. In certain positions, he's almost unbeatable. Uh, but I think he wanted to learn more modern jujitsu and also train for competition. So he joined our competition team. Great to see him. Good addition, super nice guy. But technique will always win. Technique conquers all. So he goes to headquarters, but I'm not worried because I have that half lasso on the far side over here, which is framing on his shoulder. It's not a full lasso. You can't push with the full lasso, right? You can only pull. Um, so I do a half lasso, and my foot is like flat against his shoulder, like the upper part of his shoulder. My heel is right on his pec, on his chest muscle, right? So, and I have pretty big feet, so that foot is like a big wall, and so I don't care that he's trapped my right foot. Now it's hard to attack, so eventually I always try to get this right foot out, but for now, all he's trying to do is pressure in and work some kind of pressure pass, but I just it's very difficult to do a pressure pass from here with that half lasso. So he's trying, and you notice I'm just kind of chilling, and then I'm pushing his shoulder away. The reason I grab the collar here is because holding his sleeve on this side doesn't do much for me when he's that close to me, right? So I'm going to grab the collar, and key point here, I'm not going to try to push him away with the collar grip. I mean, yes, that's part of it. But the reason I grab the collar is to pull him over me, right? Because they're so close. So the next time he tries to like push into me, I'm going to kick up with this and this, sorry, this foot, um, and then yank him over my right shoulder. And then as he's coming forward, I'm going to push to my right. I don't remember exactly what happens, but that's why I grabbed the collar there. And I go back to the double sleeve, keeping good frames and just staying really strong. I don't want his shoulder and head to get on my chest, so I am pushing a lot here. And just being patient, not really rushing anything. I don't feel like I'm in trouble, but here I make a frame against his head. So in this situation, like the worst thing you could do is let his head fall onto your chest. And if you do that, he can put pressure on you while getting his lower body light, and then he can backstep, long step, you know, knee slide. He can get the, all kinds of bad things happen. So um, my feet, my legs are still in play, and in that case, I'm going to push his head up so he can't pressure into me, and then that gives me a lot of space and room to to do something. So now I'm going to underhook his arm, and I can get an angle. So because he gave me so much space with this, and if you notice, like I'm almost perpendicular to him. Um, he needs to he needs to do something here. Like if I was in his situation, I would crazy dog the shit out of this person, the whoever was on the bottom, right? But he just stays hunkered down. And so I'm gonna go for a choi bar here, and I think I get it from what I remember. Yeah, so I get the leg over, and I'm trying to. So what I'm doing here is it's kind of an intermediary position, but it's a very strong one, where I've got the gable grip right on top of the elbow, and I'm using my elbow here to keep his shoulder down. At the same time, I put my foot inside with my leg kind of over his head. And so this is a hook. It's a frame, but it's a hook. And I can use this to keep him from backing off. And eventually I'm going to start kind of shucking my body this way, right, to the left of the screen here, and get a slightly better angle to finish. There we go. And then, okay, then I throw it over and I try to push off the hip here. And yeah, I'm exhausted. Here. So what I did was I rolled up on my shoulder and got my butt up in the air so I could drive my foot into his hip. And then that allows me to use my back muscles. Essentially, I'm just deadlifting to um, get his arm and finish the Choi bar. That was exhausting. So yeah, it is pretty tiring. You know, you do have to push a lot and you have to, fight for the position. And here I kind of gave up. I just like there's not much time left. I got my sub, and so I got lazy and let him see this leg is dead. It's not doing anything, right? So I'm just framing on him and stalling, and not a good habit, but I was super tired. So and then he's pressuring me, but he's not going to be able to pass. But I'm not going to be able to attack from here either.